Dinner time had become the hardest part of the day. Erica placed the food on the table quietly, her presence barely acknowledged. Sharon and Kira laughed loudly, sharing stories from their day, while Michelle nodded along, occasionally adding a comment. No one asked Erica how her day had been. No one looked her way. She sat silently at the edge, picking at her food, trying to ignore the feeling of being invisible. That night, as she lay back down on her thin mat in the corner, tears streamed silently onto her pillow. The once loving home she cherished now felt like a prison. Every sound reminded her of how unwelcome she had become. The walls, once warm with laughter, echoed now with cold silence or cruel words. Morning came, but the pain didn't fade. She woke early, cleaned the house, and made breakfast while the others slept in. She had become more of a maid than a daughter. Even when she tried to be cheerful, to please them, nothing was ever good enough. Michelle's sharp remarks stung more each day. "Can't you do anything right?" she snapped once, slamming a plate onto the sink because the soup was too salty. Sharon and Kira followed her lead, treating Erica like a burden. If something went wrong, it was always Erica's fault. If the water ran out, if the food burnt, if the power tripped, blame fell on her. But she stayed quiet. She had nowhere to go, and no one to turn to. Her heart ached, not just from the way she was treated, but from the loss of the only man who had truly loved her like a daughter, Obasi. One afternoon, while sweeping the corridor, she overheard Sharon talking on the phone. "Why should we keep her here? She's not even our blood. Just a liability." The words pierced through Erica's soul like a blade. She stepped back slowly, heart pounding, the broom falling quietly from her hands. Her existence in that house had become a matter of convenience, until they decided otherwise. That evening, Michelle called her into the living room. Erica stood nervously, hands clasped. Michelle didn't waste time. "I found a man willing to marry you," she said flatly. "He doesn't have much, but he's ready to take responsibility for you. It's for your own good." Erica's eyes widened in disbelief. "Marry? But I don't even know him." "You should be grateful someone is willing to take you," Sharon muttered from the side. Kira smirked. "Besides, you don't belong here anymore." Erica felt the floor shift beneath her. Just like that, they were discarding her, handing her off to a stranger like she was a burden to be unloaded. Her voice trembled. "What if I say no?" Michelle's eyes narrowed. "Then you'll pack your things and leave. There's no room here for someone who refuses to be helped." With no choice and nowhere to run, Erica agreed silently. Her heart shattered, not because of the man she was being forced to marry, but because the people she once called family had given up on her completely. Little did they know, the man they considered poor had a secret, one that would soon turn everything upside down. Erica quietly entered the living room and sat down as instructed. Austin sat upright, smiling confidently like someone who believed everything was already decided. Michelle folded her arms, her eyes cold and stern. "You two will be married in 2 weeks," she announced. Erica blinked, shocked. 2 weeks. Austin chuckled softly. "Don't worry, you'll grow to like me." Erica's throat tightened. "But I haven't agreed to anything," she said, trying to keep her voice steady. Michelle's expression darkened. "You've said enough. The pastor has been informed. Preparations have started. You should be grateful." Erica glanced at Austin, who was still smiling. Everything felt like a trap. "Please, Mommy. I'm not ready. I don't know him. I don't love him." Michelle's voice rose. "Love? You think love puts food on the table? You think love is what raised you when you had no one? You will marry him, or you will leave this house tonight." Erica turned to Sharon and Kira, hoping for even a trace of compassion. They exchanged glances and smirked. "You're wasting time," Sharon said, checking her nails. Kira added, "You should be packing instead of talking if you're not ready to cooperate." Erica's hands trembled in her lap. Her heart pounded. She felt the room closing in around her. Everything in her screamed to run, but she had nowhere to go. The next day, Michelle ordered Erica to begin preparing for the wedding. She was given a small list of things to do: ironing Austin's clothes, polishing his shoes, and serving him tea when he visited. It felt less like a celebration and more like punishment. Each time Austin visited, he treated Erica like she already belonged to him. He called her "my wife" and made little comments about how she would soon be his responsibility. Erica stayed silent, swallowing her discomfort, afraid that any resistance would be met with Michelle's wrath. One afternoon, as Erica was scrubbing the floor, she heard laughter outside. She peered through the window and saw Amobi walking by. Her heart ached. He hadn't come to see her in weeks. She had no idea what Michelle told him, but she was sure it was a lie. That night, unable to sleep, Erica stepped outside into the quiet compound. The stars blinked above, and the air was heavy. She leaned against the wall, letting a silent tear roll down her cheek. Suddenly, a voice spoke behind her. "You look like someone carrying the world on her shoulders." She turned quickly. It was Amobi. Her eyes widened. You came." He looked at her, pain in his eyes. "Why didn't you tell me you were engaged?" Erica's mouth fell open. "What?" Michelle's lie came crashing down like a wave. "I'm not engaged. I never agreed to anything." Amobi stared at her, trying to read the truth in her eyes. "Your mother told me everything. She said you were marrying someone named Austin." Tears welled up in Erica's eyes. "It's not true. She wants to force me. I begged her, but she doesn't care." Amobi exhaled, stepping closer. "Erica, I walked away because I thought you chose someone else. But if you're saying this wasn't your choice..." She nodded. "I need help, Amobi. I can't live like this anymore." He reached for her hand, squeezing it gently. "You're not alone anymore." Inside, Michelle was watching from the window, her eyes narrowing. The war had just begun before she could respond. Austin cleared his throat. "Erica, I've spoken to your mother, and I want to make it official. I'm ready to marry you." Erica's heart sank. "Marry?" she whispered, barely able to breathe. "But I never agreed to this." Michelle shot her a sharp look. "Erica, this is a blessing. Austin is a good man. You should be grateful." Austin leaned forward with a smug smile. "I'll take care of you. You won't have to worry about anything." Erica shook her head, her voice trembling. "I don't love you. I don't even know you." Sharon scoffed. "Like you have a choice." Michelle sighed in frustration. "If you refuse this marriage, you can leave my house today. And don't think you're taking anything with you." Erica's chest tightened. She felt cornered. When she glanced at Austin, his smug expression made her stomach turn. He looked like a man who thought he'd already won. "So?" Austin asked, impatience creeping into his voice. Erica's fists clenched, her entire body trembling. She wanted to run, to scream. But where would she go? She had nothing. No one. Michelle folded her arms. "Well, Erica? Are you staying or walking out of that door forever?" Tears clouded Erica's vision. She looked at the door, at the world she had no place in. Then at Michelle, who had never once treated her like a daughter. Slowly, she forced out the words. "Yes." Austin grinned. Michelle clapped gleefully. Sharon and Kira laughed. Erica just stood there, feeling her world collapse around her. Her fate had been sealed. That night, she lay awake staring at the ceiling. Her mind raced. She had to do something, anything. She couldn't marry Austin. But what choice did she have? She had no money, no shelter, nowhere to run. The next morning, she mustered her courage and approached Michelle. "Mommy, please," she pleaded, her voice cracking. "I can't marry Austin. I don't love him." Michelle's expression turned hard. "Are you still on this matter? I thought we already decided." "I beg you," Erica said, her hands trembling. "Don't force me." Michelle crossed her arms. "If you don't marry him, you will leave this house today. No food, no clothes, no place to sleep. You'll beg in the streets." Sharon stood in the doorway, smirking. "Go ahead, Erica. Let's see where you end up." Erica turned to Kira, hoping for a trace of mercy. Kira only shrugged. "You're lucky anyone even wants to marry you." Michelle stepped closer. "So? What's it going to be? Marry him and have a roof over your head, or leave and suffer?" The room around her felt cold, unfamiliar. But the outside world was even crueler. In a whisper, she gave in. "I'll marry him." Austin brought her to his house. The moment she stepped inside, Erica's heart sank deeper. The walls were cracked. The air reeked of dampness. The roof dripped slowly in one corner. It was nothing like Michelle's home. "This is where we'll live?" Erica asked softly. Austin dropped his bag on the floor. "What did you expect, a palace?" She swallowed her fear. "I thought." Austin cut her off with a laugh. "Get used to it. And start cooking. I don't want a lazy wife." Her stomach twisted as she looked around. No running water. One rusted pot in the broken kitchen. She had left one prison only to enter another. That night, she lay on a thin, dusty mattress, the silence broken only by the distant drip of water. She had thought Michelle's house was the worst place she could be. She had been wrong. One hot afternoon, Erica was outside, washing clothes in a rusty basin. Her back ached, and sweat ran down her spine. As she wrung out the final cloth, mocking laughter filled the air. "So, this is where you live now." Sharon's voice cut through the quiet like a blade. Erica looked up. Sharon and Kira stood at the entrance, grinning with cruel delight. Sharon covered her nose dramatically. "Ah! What's that smell?" Kira waved her hand, pretending to choke. "I feel like I might faint. How do you survive in this dump?" Erica stayed silent, biting her lip. She refused to let them see her pain. Sharon stepped closer, her voice low and taunting. "From our house to this rat hole. I told you, you never belonged." Kira added, "We just came to see how our dear sister was coping. And clearly, it's worse than we imagined." Erica's voice came out steady despite her shaking hands. "Why are you here?" "To remind you of what you lost," Sharon sneered. "And to tell you Mommy is doing just fine without you." Kira folded her arms. "You should have kept your mouth shut. Obeyed her. Maybe you'd still be in a real house instead of this dump." Erica exhaled slowly. "Laugh all you want. I may be struggling, but at least I'm free." Sharon scoffed. "Free? You, washing clothes outside like a servant? What kind of freedom is that?" They burst into laughter again and turned to leave. "Enjoy your new life, Erica, if you can even call it that," Sharon called over her shoulder. Erica watched them walk away, their laughter ringing in her ears. A single tear slipped down her cheek. But she wiped it away quickly. She would not break, not now. Weeks passed, and Erica started noticing strange things. Austin often returned late, wearing clean clothes and smelling of expensive cologne. Yet, when she asked for food money, he always claimed to be broke. One evening, as she cleaned the sitting room, a piece of paper fell from Austin's jacket pocket. She picked it up, and her hands trembled. A bank statement. The balance was more money than she'd ever seen. Just then, Austin walked in. He saw the paper and snatched it from her. "What are you doing?" he snapped. "You said we had no money," Erica said, taking a step back. "But this shows otherwise." Austin's eyes narrowed. "Mind your business. You don't need to know where it comes from." Erica stared at him, the truth creeping in. "You've been lying. You're not poor." Austin smirked. "And what will you do about it? Leave? You've got nowhere to go." A chill ran through Erica. Who had she married? That night, unable to sleep, she heard Austin talking outside in hushed tones. Curiosity got the best of her, and she crept to the window. "Everything is going as planned," Austin said to someone on the phone. "She thinks I'm just a poor security guard. She has no idea who I really am." Erica's heart pounded. "Once the time is right, I'll tell her," he continued. "She'll regret ever doubting me." Erica stepped back, her hands trembling. Her mind raced. Who was this man pretending to be something he wasn't? The next morning, she confronted him. "Who are you, Austin? Tell me the truth." He smiled slowly. "I'm a businessman, Erica. A very rich one. I only acted poor to test your loyalty." Erica's stomach turned. Everything, the marriage, the lies, it had all been part of his plan. Austin grinned again. She realized then, she hadn't escaped anything. She had just walked into a more dangerous kind of prison. Austin's sleek black car came to a halt in front of Michelle's house. Beside him, Erica sat still, her heart pounding. She hadn't set foot here since the day she was cast out. But this time, she wasn't returning as someone broken. She was coming back with dignity and strength. Austin turned to her. "Are you ready?" Erica gave a slow nod. "Let's go." They stepped out of the car and walked to the door. When Michelle opened it, her expression was a mix of shock and cold hostility. "What are you doing here?" she asked stiffly. Behind her, Sharon and Kira appeared, their smirks already in place. Well, Sharon said mockingly. "Came crawling back for help." Austin kept calm. "Not even close. We're here with good news." Michelle folded her arms. "What kind of news?" Austin held out his phone, showing a picture of a luxurious mansion. "We're moving into our new home. And yes, it belongs to us. Erica is now wealthier than all of you combined." For a moment, no one spoke. Michelle's mouth hung open, Sharon's grin vanished, and Kira clutched the doorframe, stunned. "You're lying," Sharon finally muttered. Austin chuckled. "There's no reason to lie. Unlike some people, I don't live to impress others." Erica stepped forward, locking eyes with Michelle. "You threw me away like I didn't matter. Made me feel like I was nothing. But look at me now, I've made it without you." Michelle opened her mouth. "Erica." "Don't," Erica interrupted. "I didn't come here for your words. I just wanted you to see what you gave up." Sharon's voice rose, sharp with envy. "So now you think you're better than us just because you have money?" Erica's voice was calm. "No. But I know what freedom feels like, and none of you ever gave me that." Michelle looked from Erica to Austin, desperate. We're still family. We can make things right. You don't have to shut us out. Without a word, Austin pulled a brown envelope from his pocket and placed it on the table. 1 million naira, he said flatly. Consider it Erica's bride price. Michelle's hands trembled as she opened it. Her eyes widened at the cash inside. Sharon and Kira gasped. You're just handing her all this money? Sharon asked, stunned. Austin looked her straight in the eye. This is to make it clear, Erica doesn't owe you anything. And you won't be needing to come begging later. Michelle's shoulders sagged. She clutched the envelope like it was her last lifeline. Erica, please. You can come back. We can be a family again. Erica looked at the woman who once called herself her mother. I have a family now. And it's not here. She turned and walked away without looking back. Austin followed her to the car. As she reached the door, she gave the house one last glance, but felt nothing. No sadness, no anger. Just peace. She was finally free. In the days that followed, Michelle's home grew tense. Sharon and Kira, once inseparable, now blamed each other for everything that had gone wrong. You ruined everything, Sharon shouted, throwing a glass against the wall. If you hadn't treated Erica like trash, we wouldn't be in this mess. Kira scoffed. Oh please. You were just as cruel. Don't act innocent now. Michelle sat in silence, her head in her hands. Enough. Stop fighting. We need to figure out how to survive. Erica was our chance, and we let her go. Sharon's fists clenched. Austin should have been mine. If Erica had never existed, he would have picked me. Kira rolled her eyes. In your dreams. Michelle stood. What matters now is that we don't waste what little we have left. That money is all that's keeping us afloat. The house fell silent. For the first time, they all understood, Erica had risen above them. And there was no undoing it. This story reminds us that true strength lies in patience, kindness, and perseverance. Those who mistreat others may seem powerful for a moment, but time always reveals the truth. Never doubt your worth, even when others do. Your success will speak louder than their rejection. If this story moved you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, another powerful story is coming soon. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss it. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching.